Aloha and welcome. Kapualani here with your timeless guidance. I'm going to open up the space with three chimes of my tuning fork, maybe a little bit of guidance with that. So, gently closing your eyes if you would like to and connecting to the breath. Breathing deeply in through the nose and exhaling through the mouth, getting grounded, centered, and clear. All right, so thank you again so much for being here. As I shuffle the cards, focus on, again, any goals or intentions that you may have for our time together today. All right, so breathing in, focusing on those goals, and as you exhale, giving thanks, gratitude, and appreciation to your ancestors, spirit guides, angels and archangels, ascended masters, Mother Earth, Gaia, Father Sky, God, Source, Creator, Spirit, Light, your higher power. Thank you. All right, so we've got the High Priestess, we've got the Six of Cups showing up. So, at the moment, it may feel like, I don't know why, but I'm getting something of a turning point. There are certain things that may feel even a little bit stuck for whatever reason, is what I'm getting. With High Priestess, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energies, we've got Six of Cups with that water energy as well. So there's something about this particular timing where you can feel things sort of I want to say urging you, but it's not really urging you. I just get this sensation of there's a desire to move forward, and yet there's this knowing of having to be in sort of a mindful pause about whatever it is that is or isn't happening right now. Okay, the High Priestess encourages us to trust our intuition and to seek beneath the surface, like see deeper than the surface, before making any just kind of like snap decisions. The Six of Cups, does relate to our memories. So there can be certain things from the past that have been maybe peeking through subconsciously, is what I'm getting, and maybe that's part of it. I'm getting this feeling of like reprogramming. So things that were, okay, Three of Wands, looking ahead now, they're having me sort of look at this a little bit differently today. Ace of Pentacles. So you're looking forward. You are, and you have been looking forward to a new beginning, as you have been doing your best to sort of go with the flow, tie up the loose ends, hold space for just this feeling. I don't know. I just get this sense that if you're watching this, you've been wanting to make progress. You've been wanting to move forward, but there's a feeling, or there's something that's kind of either telling you now isn't the time, or it's kind of like feeling stuck. Like there's this, it's almost like you're what they say, it's like get on the train, or like stay on the platform, or get on the train, like don't be half in half out. I don't know why, but I'm just present to this feeling of like there's a bit of this uncertainty, and it could be that there are certain programs or previous experiences, past experiences, to where there may be something of like a lack in confidence. Like, even if you are very sensitive and intuitive, which you likely are, if you're watching this, you are more than likely a very sensitive person. You could be psychic yourself, you could be a coach in some way, or wanting to be. It doesn't have to be the case, but even if it's like among your friends, you're the one who tends to give advice, you're the one who tends to give guidance. And it's like one of those situations where I can give guidance to others, but what about me here? So that's where we're getting something of like a turning point in a way. The experiences that you've been through, especially, I don't know why, but I don't mean to be too, I don't mean to sound basic here, because with the Six of Cups, like, it always brings up things from childhood, or this feeling of that. But I'm just getting, even whether or not the whatever it is that's coming up touches on your childhood, it could even be like, I don't know why, but I'm hearing for some karmic duty, like related to past life karma. that you've been holding space to get through, to move past. I feel like you've been doing the work, but it's just like holding space for those results, right? And that's where we're seeing those results coming through with this Three of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. So there's this energy of continuing to move forward step by step. Past, present, and future are starting to align. Okay, where it's felt like you have been prevented from really stepping into your power, from, reclaiming your power, or stepping into your truth, reclaiming your core truth, that sort of thing. That's where we're at this sort of turning point. That's where we're experiencing this pivot, and you can start to see that the ships are coming in, as we say with the Three of Wands. Your vision is starting to come together. You're in a position of really feeling a bit more momentum building. There's an excitement about what is ahead. Okay, Ace of Pentacles, what is ahead? This new opportunity. Okay, planting a new seed, stepping into a new reality, a new cycle that we're opening up to in terms of building longevity for what's to come, what it is that we are going to be planting, the seed that you're going to be planting, this new cycle or new opportunity that you're looking toward. Okay, the Emperor. Sometimes with the Emperor, so to touch on the Emperor, Aries energy here. Okay, divine masculine energy. Interesting. We've got this feminine with the High Priestess, and now we're opening up to this masculine. So you have been, it's possible that you've been holding back in some way. Now, whether this is about love or money or health or whatever it is, you've been doing your back end work. You've been doing the deeper diving. You've been going inward. You have been again, doing that inner work, whatever it is in terms of manifestation, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, again, whether it's love, whether it's money, whether it's, your soul purpose or a new house, whatever. It could be all of those things or some of those things. Okay, but it's like, again, this feeling of, okay, I can only do so much right now. I just kind of need to stay inward. I need to just hold the line. I need to take steps where the opportunities present themselves, but otherwise I am trusting my intuition. I'm holding that space for things to unfold and getting through, the trauma or whatever, like if there isn't an aligned inspired action to take, sometimes it is just about the self-care, right? Sometimes it is just about taking things step by step as different layers reveal themselves. And now again, Three of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, the Emperor. Now there's something that we're going to be strategizing as you see things taking shape, taking form, those ships arriving and making that connection. All right, this Emperor is about taking care of business, from what I'm hearing. There's strategizing, there's leaning into your life lived wisdom and experiences when it comes to taking steps, making plans, taking action. We're not just here to, do things chaotically or to, do this or that just because we can. We understand the ripple effect to the things that we do, not in a disempowering way, but in a way where it's like, I'm all about conserving and reserving my energy right now. If there are certain areas of my life or myself that we're just starting to open up to again, or seeing, like, when there's winter time, right, everything's sort of cold and frozen, or whatever, technically speaking, depending on what hemisphere I should say, but spring is all about the new life, right? The things that are emerging. So that's where, just because you see something sprouting from the ground, you're not just going to run over and pluck it out of the ground. You're recognizing, okay, there's the start of something new here. There's a potential for something to build, for something to grow. That's where the Emperor is reminding us, like, listen, you're seeing those new signs of life showing up. We don't need to rush into anything yet. There may be certain steps to take, but it doesn't mean that we're ready to just pluck that thing out of the ground. We have to give it time. We have to nurture it. And so it's making plans around that, strategizing and taking actions accordingly from, again, what you've learned. You've been holding space. Now we're starting to, again, see signs of life. But even then, we're not just going to be like going, yeah, 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 yeah. You know what I mean? It's about like just, again, creating a strategy and understanding all good things in time. There is a turning of the tides taking place, is what I'm getting here. Part of the emperor is, it's about that self discipline. It's about, again, we are maintaining and sustaining the status quo unless there is something that is urging us into action, or nudging us into action, or we know that, okay, it's time to take an action, it is that time. You know what I mean? So, all right, right away, Prince of Wands, there's a new perspective. Okay, there's a new perspective. There's something exciting, something or someone exciting coming through. Page of Wands with the fire energy. Of course, we've got that Leo energy here with that lion. We've got Sagittarius and Aries again showing up. So there is a bit of fun that's going to be coming through. You're inspired to be adventurous. You're inspired to see things as well as yourself from the eyes of a child. And so this is where, remember, we went to the past and sort of holding space, how you used to do things. It's like we're trying to shift out of those old, like, how should I put this, like a broken record. Okay, we're wanting to step into a new song here, is what I'm getting. And so with that, it's like finding sort of a new rhythm, finding your current rhythm, not the one that you used to have, because we're in this place to do what? We want to see different results. We are growing, we have grown, and so we want to just do things a little bit differently. We're not trying to be completely like, okay, boom, boom. That's why we got the page here. Okay, so be open to the synchronicities, be open to spirit's guidance and messages, be inquisitive, be open to learning and trying and doing things in a new and different way. Okay, there's no expectation for perfection right now. It's just about the openness. Be willing to be spontaneous, for example. Understand, like, that's part of it. That's part of it. Interesting that we got this wise elder next to this childlike energy. Okay, so this again, whether this is yourself, whether these are people around you, that are influencing you, maybe a mentor, someone that can help you to see things from a new perspective, to do things in a new way, like a coach, something along those lines. Tell us about just a little bit more with this Page of Wands message, or the overall message, Spirit. Thank you. The Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so this puts you into a position of feeling confident about yourself and regaining a sense of independence. Okay, with this Nine of Pentacles, others see you as I don't like, the words that are coming to mind is like model of inspiration. Others are willing to do things or to try things in a way that you do. Okay, there are people who admire the work that you've done. Now, on the flip side, this could also be you admiring someone. And it doesn't necessarily have to be about love when we say admiration, but it could just be that, let's say there is a mentor, there is a coach that you look up to, but you haven't taken an action yet to connect, or to, you haven't taken the leap or taken that step out of your comfort zone just yet. That's where it's encouraging you to start moving in that direction, especially if it appears that this person, this situation is going to support you in catalyzing those next, you know what I mean, the next moves that you're going to be making. But as an overall, Spirit's like, slow down a little bit. We're going to shift gears because they're kind of having me focus on these cards here. I just get this sense that there may be someone new entering your life, a new way of seeing or doing things, like I said. Someone who could support you in that way, in terms of how to shift your perspective, see things in a new way, a different way. Help you to open up to being a little bit more spontaneous. Okay, I feel like even having this Ace of Pentacles and then the Nine of Pentacles, whatever this new endeavor is, a new way of doing something, a seed that you're going to be planting, it's going to support your growth in terms of your ability to gain more of a sense of independence, to gain more of a foothold in regards to just what you're trying to call in, what you're trying to manifest. All right. There's something that you are holding space for, that you have been holding space for. And now is that time to start to continue to take those aligned, inspired actions, not to be overwhelmed by all of the things that need to happen, but just the next, one or two steps that there are to kind of help to grow and develop that seed that you planted, or that opportunity that is going to be presenting itself to you. All right. I'm tuning in because I get the feeling that there's like, they're saying there's a guiding light directing you toward, exactly where you want to be. You don't have to look any further than where you are. Obviously, it's always, oh, look within, that kind of a thing. But how you access it is by having fun. Again, try new things, get outside of your comfort zone a little bit. You can afford to. This isn't about taking these crazy big risks. It's about opening up to a new dawn, a new day, a new way, okay? A new way of doing the same thing. Like, if you've been trying certain things, it's time to kind of shake things up a little bit. I feel it's almost like I see like a rug being shook out, like shaking out, you know what I mean? Where things kind of, you get used to a certain routine, or you get used to a certain pattern, you get used to a certain rhythm. It's like, don't be afraid to add a little bit of spice, add a little zest to your reality, to your life. You can afford to do that, and it may actually help you to boost things up, because this Nine of Pentacles, as we often say, it's one step away from Empress mode, one step away from, like, Queen of Pentacles, but really, yeah, Queen of Pentacles, Empress energy, which is that energy of complete self-fulfillment. This person is at their leisure, okay? This person is aware of their value. So, there may be a situation or an opportunity for you to really not just honor, but appreciate the value of where you're at in this moment, knowing that, you're at the ninth pentacle, and where that 10th pentacle is just around the corner here. Okay. Something can grow and develop quicker than you think, is also what I'm getting, based on your overall life experiences, as well as the willingness to try something a little bit different, try something a little new, to again shake things up, especially if you feel like it's kind of been stagnating lately. All right. So, if you are new to the channel and any of these messages have supported you, just to let you know, I do have a part 2 to this reading, an extension, and I also encourage you to subscribe so that you can stay tuned. I put these out every week on, I believe, like Thursday. Yeah, I do them every Thursday, or at least I try to. I'm going to do my best to just, hopefully add more on regularly. But as I was saying, there will be a part 2, an extension. I'm going to be pulling our animal spirit card in just a second here. But in part 2, I will be reading from the animal spirit guidebook. I'll also be doing, if you have any yes no questions, my angel answers, we're going to ask the angels a yes or no question in part 2, the extensions, as well as my romance angels, which I always point this out. But even if you're not interested in love, romance, it's about just what is, what you are passionate about at this point in your life, or just any other deeper messages, from spirit that you're ready to receive. So you can find part 2 in the description box below, or in the comments, or go to kapualani.com/extensions. But we've got 3 cards. We've got Lamb, Black Egg, and Golden Egg. Look at that. So, definitely there's something hatching, there's something developing, something, with the Black Egg, I believe it's about like the mystery, right? And I don't know, there's something, they're wanting me to put this all together. So, new beginnings. And with the Lamb energy, getting another validation for this Aries, so Aries energy, just to kind of point that out. But there's gentleness, there's having fun, there's this energy of innocence, and new beginnings. Definitely, these are very like spring type energies that we're seeing here. With I don't know why even, but if Easter is significant to you, if this is like your birthday season, which I know we're like currently, as I'm filming this, it would be like Taurus season. But I digress. Okay. If you're watching this at any point, the message that I'm getting just from these cards, and again, I'm going to read from the Animal Spirit Guidebook in part 2, is be, have fun, be tune into your playful, childlike nature. There is a form of curiosity that's here because even in the egg, we're like, ooh, what's hatching? What's coming next? There is a mystery that's unfolding, but ultimately, golden egg, like golden goose, is what I'm getting. Um, there is something brighter that's ahead. There's something here with when I look at the black egg, I'm thinking of there's something called 1,000-year-old egg or something like that. But it's about like fermentation basically, and how when you give things time to sort of like marinate, right? In the end, you get this reward. And what I said earlier, just because you see something sprouting from the ground, it doesn't mean to just go and pluck it out. You have to give it time to develop. So there's definitely this theme of allowing for things to develop and embracing, like, you may feel a little bit wobbly on your feet or a little bit like, oh gosh, I don't know what I'm doing here. Like, I feel so overwhelmed by the world or whatever it is going on around me. But keep it simple, all right? There's no expectation right now for you to perform. Keep it simple. Recognize that this is a growth stage, a growth period, a period of development. And so give yourself that grace, okay? And I will see you in part 2. Again, kapualani.com/extensions. If you'd like to book a reading with me, I do offer live as well as pre recorded readings at kapualani.com. But at any rate, thank you so much for being here. I will see you in part 2.